guys, it's Heather from Here She Grows, and today I'm working in my front yard beneath my autumn blaze maple tree, which is massive. It's been here for many years, which means that planting underneath it can be a challenge. But long story short, I received a sample size of an Invincibelle Lace hydrangea, which is a hydrangea arborescens, or smooth hydrangea, which is one of our native hydrangeas. So the size that I received is here, and I planted this last week. So it came in a gallon size. It's a good sized root ball, which can be a challenge when you're planting beneath an established tree with an established root system. And you don't want to disturb those roots too much. But I loved this plant so much that I decided that because this area is so difficult to plant in, that I would like two more, because hydrangea arborescens does really well in my garden. So I ordered two more, but they come in a smaller size. And I ordered from Great Garden Plants, which I will link. All that information will be in the links below in the comments. This is the trial size, this is the gallon, and when I ordered from Great Garden Plants, it comes in a quart size. So pretty significant difference in root systems. But this is actually the perfect size when you're planting beneath an established tree. I won't have to fiddle with too many roots, and I don't want to bust up many tree roots. So this is a great plant, great size to start with beneath established trees. And what's interesting about this is, even though this plant is significantly bigger with a significantly larger root system, the quart sizes catch up really quickly. So within a matter of a year, year and a half, you will not be able to tell the difference between which one had the larger root systems and which ones didn't. So I chose this Invincibelle Lace. One, I received the sample size and I did a little more homework on it, and I loved it so much. It's such a unique flower. So it's a lace cap flower, and it has kind of a plum color to it, and the stems on the plant are a ruby red color. So it has many points of interest, and it's pollinator friendly. So that really jives with my garden, because I really love bringing pollinators in and using native plants in my garden, and hydrangea arborescens is native to North America. So I'm going to get these planted, and I'm going to add a little bit of compost and mulch them, water them really good. And then there's one more step I have to do, because I have a rabbit issue. So I'm going to show you what I do to protect these guys through the winter time, because for some reason, somehow the rabbits know what's new and what tastes good, and they will annihilate these guys. So let's get them planted, and then we'll move on to the next step. I've got a lot of roots in here, so I'm kind of having to move around these guys. I don't want to cut. These are pretty large roots. And that's why working with smaller plants underneath established trees is so much easier to do, because then you don't have to worry about damaging any of your tree roots. That's a root, and it's huge. It's probably as big around as my fist, so it's a big guy. And that's how it is underneath this entire bed. Okay. So then I like to grab a shovel full of compost, toss that in. The geese are coming back, so you know it's fall. All the Canada geese are coming in. We've got retention ponds all around us, so we have the geese everywhere now too. And I kind of like that sound too. It's nice with the fall coming. Fall is probably one of my most favorite times of the year. I like summer because of the garden, but fall is refreshing because it's been so hot. So I like to loosen up the root system here too. Kind of pull it apart a little bit. It is densely rooted. Let's kind of eyeball it. So I'm planting these, Invincibelle Lace gets about 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. I'm planting these 3 feet on center because I want them to form a dense hedge around the back part of this kidney bean shaped bed. So my view from the house, I'll be able to see these guys as I'm looking out my front windows. So I'm doing 3 feet on center. You can do them further apart. They're 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. I just really want them to form a dense hedge. So I'm just going to backfill. I put a couple scoops of compost from my compost bin in. Now I'm just backfilling it. And then we'll move on to the next one. And hydrangea arborescens is hardy from zones 3 to 8. So I'm zone 5B. So these ought to do great here. Mulch them in for the winter time. Keep them watered through the fall, and they should come back just fine in the spring. All right. Okay, piece of cake. So I'm gonna water them in before I drop some mulch on them, because the mulch really does absorb a lot of the water. And with these plants, I mean, they're already contending with tree roots too, so best to give them a really good start. And that's something I didn't do this year. I didn't mulch anything, so I got serious weed issues. I've got a lot of bindweed, so I'll contend with that next year. But for right now, I'm just going to mulch around these newly planted things. So my next step involves wire cutters, chicken wire, and some bamboo poles. Now I have a big issue with rabbits, so if you follow along with me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you know I've got some serious rabbit issues. And the rabbits always find my newly planted shrubs, and actually newly planted anything, and they really annihilate things through the winter time. So to hold them at bay, I like to build these little cages, and it doesn't look so great through the winter because you've got wire cages in your front yard, but it does protect the plants, so it gives them they don't get gnawed to nubs in the winter time, because when that happens, they don't come back very well for the spring. So I'm going to cut these down and form little cages, and I'll show you how I do that. So I've got my bamboo poles, and I'm just going to open this up. So you're going to want to decide how much you need, and that ought to work. Yeah. So I'm going to take my wire cutters, and these are a great thing to have. I use them all the time when I'm cutting cages for things. And then you're just going to connect them. Actually, this is a little tall, so I'll probably cut this down a little bit also. Not maybe quite as tall, but for right now it's just attach the sides to anchor it and set them together. Then you're going to take your bamboo poles and you're going to lace them through the holes. You don't have to be too precious with it. You just want to lace them in so they grab onto, so you're kind of in and out of a few of the holes. And then pushing them down into the soil. There we go. Okay, so I got that one in. And then these are just old bamboo canes that always keep stuff, always make use of things later. There's one cage, and so that just keeps the rabbits off of it and gives it a fighting chance through the winter time.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today.
Done. Now we're protected for the winter time. I'm just going to water these guys in, and I'll stay on top of it every week. Hopefully we get some decent rainfall. It's been really dry and exceptionally dry beneath a maple tree, as you probably know. I'll update you on these next year, show you what they look like after they've come through the winter, and hopefully these cages that I've made will protect them from tree damage, from rabbit damage. And thanks for watching, guys. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or even better, subscribe and hit that little bell so that you never miss a video, so that you never miss a video. And thanks for watching, guys. Happy gardening.
Got the Tropicana, fresh cut sushi on a platter, ready, honey, it don't matter shots. Till I drop, gonna be 24/7, golden hour like a boss. And they say, yo, guess you got a 2 o'clock appointment for a champagne shot, yeah.